Hi and welcome back. Now in this chapter, we will look at the AWS Elastic Beanstalk service. So this is a service which is used for provisioning development environments. So you can spin up a development environment within a matter of minutes. You can also use Docker containers to provision your environments. Now in Elastic Beanstalk, you can use a variety of programming languages and also application servers to set up your environment. But in addition to this, you can also use Docker containers. So Docker containers is one of the more used technologies when it comes to working with microservices-based applications. So Elastic Beanstalk provides more flexibility towards your deployment mechanism. I said there are a variety of languages available towards development using the Elastic Beanstalk environment. Now in Elastic Beanstalk, one of the main advantages is that within a matter of clicks, the entire environment is provisioned for you. So this will automatically create an EC2 instance for you. It will create a load balancer. It will create an Elastic IP, and it will also place the instance in an auto-scaling group. So in an earlier video, we had seen that if you want the basic level of structure for an EC2 instance hosting your services, you would have an EC2 instance behind a load balancer. Well, if you didn't want the headache of provisioning everything, yourself, you can use the Elastic Beanstalk service. So just to give an example, in Elastic Beanstalk, you can also have different environments in place. So you could have one environment separate for development. In that, you could have your different services which connect to your different backend data stores. And then you could have, let's say, a production environment which also has your services which connects to the backend data stores. So now let's go on to AWS console. I just want to quickly show you how you can provision an Elastic Beanstalk environment. So here we are in the AWS management console. The Elastic Beanstalk service is under the compute section. So click on Elastic Beanstalk. So what you can do is that you can create different applications and you can create different environments. Now I just currently have one application. It's a demo app. There's no environment created for this application. So let's go ahead and create an environment. When we create an environment, you can choose whether you want a web server environment or a worker environment. We will choose the web server environment. We will then give an environment a name. So you can name this as development environment. You can then choose a domain name for environment. You can check the availability. So this environment is available. Now you can choose the platform which you want. So there's a host of platforms which are already available, which you can actually provision in Elastic Beanstalk. So if you wanted a PHP environment, remember we had our demo application in PHP. So now if I had to submit these PHP pages to an already provisioned environment, I could use Elastic Beanstalk. So for now, we can actually choose a sample application and then you can upload your code as required. So let's go ahead and just create this environment. Now this environment will start creating everything for you. It will start creating the EC2 instance, your Elastic load balancer. It will provide an Elastic IP. It will create an auto scaling group. So this will take some minutes to be totally provisioned. Let's come back once the entire environment is provisioned. So now we're back. So the Elastic Beanstalk service has successfully provisioned our environment. So we have PHP 7.1 running on an Amazon Linux instance. If you want, you can upload and deploy your sample application and you can see the health of the entire environment is okay. Now, if you go ahead and click on the URL which is provided for you, you will get a ready-made page of your PHP website. So the entire idea of bringing about Elastic Beanstalk, as I mentioned, it's one of the services which can be used to easily provision a development environment. So when it comes to microservices, one of the bits is that you have to develop each service separately. So what you can do is that you can create an Elastic Beanstalk environment with, a subsection of services which will be created by a subset of developers. It again depends on how many Elastic Beanstalk environments you want to provision. As I said, this is one of the options that is available from AWS if you want to work with development environments for your application. So now let's move on to our next video, which is the working of AWS Lambda.